At the farthest reaches of our planet, where winter's shadow falls longer than the brief, pale sunlight, and where breath freezes to crystals in the air, some of the coldest places on Earth persist in an epic contest with warmth. These are landscapes shaped by relentless cold, where the thermometer sinks to unfathomable lows, and yet life, in one form or another, finds a way to endure. Understanding why these places are so cold, and how humans not only survive, but also build communities or research outposts here, unlocks a compelling story about resilience, adaptation, and the extremes of the natural world. The coldest recorded temperature on Earth was documented at Vostok Station, a Russian outpost in the heart of East Antarctica. There, on July 21, 1983, the mercury plunged to an unimaginable 89.2 degrees, or 128.6 degrees. Vostok is perched on Antarctica's polar plateau, a frozen desert roughly 3,500 meters above sea level. Several factors conspire to make this ground so inhospitable to warmth. Its high elevation means the air is thinner and less able to retain what little heat the sun provides. In the Antarctic winter, the sun disappears entirely below the horizon for months, allowing the ice sheet, measuring kilometers deep in places, to trap the cold in a feedback loop. The snow and ice covering the plateau are dazzlingly reflective. Most sunlight that does arrive bounces back into space, never getting the chance to warm the ground. Traveling northward, continental Eurasia hosts two legendary contenders for Earth's frigid throne: Oymyakon and Verkhoyansk in Siberia, Russia. These settlements are often referenced together, for their records are almost identical. Oymyakon has plunged as low as 67.7 degrees, 89.9 degrees Celsius, and Verkhoyansk to within a few tenths of a degree. If Antarctica feels alien for its isolation and ice, these Arctic towns are remarkable for something different. They are inhabited with people, homes, schools, and a rhythm of daily life. Both villages are set amid the Yakutia region's remote mountainous territory, far from the moderating influence of any ocean. Here, a continental climate rules. Without the ocean to store and slowly release heat, the land cools rapidly. Winter brings prolonged darkness, even polar night, making warmth, already in short supply, utterly absent for weeks or months. Not far behind is North Ice, deep within the Greenland ice sheet. At about 66.1 degrees, 87.0 degrees, this outpost ties the record books for the coldest point in the Western Hemisphere. Like Antarctica, Greenland's interior faces similar climactic culprits: extreme latitude, thick ice cover, and a remote polar climate. The high central ice cap, hundreds of kilometers from any coastline, endures a long, sunless winter. As with other polar environments, the ground and surrounding air remain well below freezing year-round. Crossing over to North America, the tiny outpost of Snag in the Yukon, Canada, offers a glimpse of the cold outside the poles. In February 1947, Snag reported 63.0 degrees, 81.4 degrees, an enduring record for North America. Snag's frigid phenomenon is partly thanks to its geography. The valley traps cold air, while its isolation from oceanic warming and frequent clear winter skies allows for rapid, dramatic, radiative cooling. So why do these places become so cold? 5 key patterns emerge. The first is high latitude. Being close to the poles, these regions receive sunlight at a much lower angle, meaning the same amount of light is spread over a larger area, diluting its warming effect. In winter, the sun may vanish entirely for months, plunging the land into polar night. Second, elevation plays a crucial role. Higher altitudes mean thinner air and lower temperatures, as seen in Vostok Station. Third, snow and ice cover have a high albedo, which means they reflect most of the sunlight rather than absorb it. Fourth, continental locations, those far from the sea, are deprived of the ocean's moderating influence. Oceans store heat and release it gradually, but inland locations feel every chill the atmosphere can muster. Lastly, the extended dark season characteristic of polar regions means that, for large stretches, there's no daylight to provide any solar heating at all. In the face of such biting cold, human survival and adaptation demand creativity, perseverance, and ingenuity. At research stations like Vostok and Antarctica, success depends on planning. The buildings are heavily insulated and modular, designed to preserve precious warmth and withstand fierce winds. Heating is supplied by burning diesel or coal, which must be shipped in during the summer months. Supplies of food, fuel, and medical material are routinely stockpiled, since evacuation is impossible for much of the year. Communication systems and contingency plans are a must, and everyone is trained to operate in emergencies where cold can quickly become life-threatening. In continuously inhabited places, like Oymyakon and Verkhoyansk, life follows its own set of rules. The houses, often constructed of timber or other local materials, boast thick walls, double-glazed windows, and robust stoves that burn wood or coal around the clock. The danger of frostbite is ever present, so clothing is designed to shield every inch of exposed skin with layers upon layers of thermal insulation, furs, and windproof fabrics. Special boots and gloves are standard issue, and even a short trip outside requires careful preparation. Residents adapt their routines to the cold. In Oymyakon, cars must be kept running for hours, or even days, because any engine left unstarted will become frozen solid, impossible to revive until long after sunrise returns in the spring. Plumbing is often impractical, so water is hauled or melted from blocks of ice. Diets are built around the realities of the frozen steppe. Meat from horses, reindeer, or fish, sometimes eaten frozen, is a staple, as the bitter cold makes farming nearly impossible and refrigeration unnecessary. Despite, or perhaps because of, the extreme climate, communities find ways to thrive. Cultural adaptations, communal gathering spots, and festivals help brighten the unending night. Children attend school, families celebrate holidays, and outdoor work continues as needed, though always with an eye on the thermometer and an ear for danger.
These frigid places on Earth remind us of the planet's immense variety and challenge our notions of what is habitable. There, the partnership between humans and their environments is laid bare. Whether for science, exploration, or tradition, those who dwell in the world's coldest realms embody resilience and reveal that even where warmth seems furthest from reach, the warmth of community and ingenuity endures.